That should have, there we go. Should have fixed that. Now I do believe the YouTube stream is up and running. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. So we should have our YouTube stream and Facebook live stream up and running. Should. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. Yeah, right, that's in there. All right, let me just get one last thing handled here. Sorry, it's going to sound a little crappy while I do what I got to do. Stand by. All right, so that should do it. We have the ESGT Summer 2020 Audi multi-class race happening here. RWB Racing is providing the streaming service for the event, so appreciate the love out there, ESGT. Happy to do it. Looks like we got just all the Group 1 cars out on track right now. I believe they're doing qualifying right now for this class, and then they'll bring the GR4s out, is my assumption, unless they just did the GR4s, which I believe they may have just done. So, there's VLX Griffin. Here is RWB Cupcake. It's about as red, white, and blue as it gets. Vlave, if I say your name wrong, sorry, don't know how else to say it. So there's Vlave from Great Britain, and Mr. Salazas. I don't know what country that is because I'm an uncultured swine from America and I don't know all the world flags, so I apologize for that. And AMS from Canada, eh? So these guys are out here just turning some laps. I don't know how many laps they get. I don't know if it's timed or not. I haven't been given all of that information, but such is the case. At least everyone gets to watch while I yap along. I might just sit here quietly and let you just enjoy the sounds of the cars because my voice is terrible. So just right on board with some of these. There are some pretty nice looking liveries down this track, if I do say so. A lot of work has gone into these to make them look nice. Looks like AMS has got a solid 1 second lead over everybody else. I've heard about this driver before. Not slow. Griffin's about 1 second behind. Only 1/100th of a second ahead of Wise Guy. So we'll see how that works out. Wise Guy's got nearly a second on ERS. And Cupcake just about half a second behind that. Another 2/10 behind that is, oh, it looks like they're about to finish up. Okay. So it looks like this is going to be 54 laps. Probably about 43 or 44 laps for the GT4 cars. And should be all 54 laps for the faster cars. Obviously, they're gonna get around the track a lot sooner. All right, it looks like they're about to finish this quali here. There's only one car left driving around the track, so looks like this thing's gonna start soon. Alright, well, I don't know a lot about all of the drivers. I don't know a lot about the series in general, but I do love cars, and I love racing, and I especially love racing cars. So, with that being said, this should be an interesting race. Want to make sure that everyone understands I am by no way a professional commentator. I'm just a guy that loves to watch racing and race ourselves. So, we'll just let everybody sit here while they sort out the running order, is my guess. It's going to be a very interesting race, these cars together. Doing a multi-class race is a real challenge for the faster drivers in the Group 1 cars, not only because they have to battle each other, but they're going to have slower cars mixed in with them. So they're going to have to make clean and passes and quickly get around these other cars so they don't lose too much time to the person they're chasing down. On the other side of that is the slower cars have just as much of a challenge. They're racing against each other, but they got to keep an eye on that rear view mirror. They're going to see those faster cars coming, and they've got to take the initiative to, hold their line clean so that these cars can just come flying around behind them or beside them or alongside them. Because if you've never driven a multi-class race, all these guys have, and many of us have that are probably listening to the stream, it could be a little nerve-wracking. You're driving, you think you're just going fast, and you weren't paying attention to your mirror, and you came out of a corner. All of a sudden, this car just comes flying by you on the track, right on your inside or your outside, and you didn't see him coming. So these Group 4 drivers have a lot of extra work to do in making sure they don't turn in when a faster car just shows up out of the blue. So hopefully they'll all have a chance to sort that out. There's going to be a lot of fun to commentate a race I have not been in before. So it looks like, oh, it looks like they're doing the GR4 quali now. So we've got, there's a lot going on here. So there's Top Hat from CSX, it looks like. Oh, now they've got a bunch of cars out on the track. So qualifying must be over and they're just warming up. So this will be interesting. We'll watch. This driver is going to get caught by this driver in short order. So you'll see what I'm talking about. How quickly. Here, let's go to this guy and just watch how quickly they come up on you and how they have to get around you. And that GR4 car just leaves the door open, which was good. That's what needs to happen. Oops, sorry about that. So they got to practice making sure that they're safe. We don't want the fast cars bumping off of the GR4s and vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. All right. I assume this race is going to start soon. And there's the thing, starting soon. All right, so hopefully everybody's getting ready. Once again, this is the ESGT Summer 2020 multi-class event. RWB Racing hosting the stream, ESGT hosting the event. There's plenty of drivers from multiple leagues participating in this event. As a multi-class, it's the Audis, so I think it's the R18 is the car that everyone's in. Yep, that's the R18, and the other car is the Group 4, the Group 4 TT Cup 16. So this will be interesting to see how this race pans out. Now listen, folks, I get a little bit excited when I'm watching races, and sometimes I get a little bit loud. So apologize in advance for that. These are apparently, and I don't know all of them, but they're some of the top guys in GT Sport. And it's going to be interesting to see how they go. So here's the race. Getting ready to start this race out. Really excited. This is going to be fun. I haven't got to see or watch a multi-class race for a while. Not on GT Sport. I've been in one, but I haven't been able to watch one. So here we go. Let's see how it all starts. You're going to put all the GR1 cars will start up front, obviously, because they're going to be faster. So, rolling start. What a view, folks. It's going to be exciting. Let me make sure I got all of my info on. And here we go. They're off. And it looks like AMS is just going to pull off. You got a good clean start. Everyone's kind of tucking into the slipstream right there. Nice little line of cars. And Wise Guy dives in. Does he hold it? He does, sort of, but he doesn't have the next corner. So Wise Guy and Griffin are going to battle. Ooh, a little bump in there. You know, Rubbin's racing. It's all good. And Wise Guy should be able to tuck in there, and he does. All right, so that gets us everybody in the group ones are there. Let's go back to P6. What the heck? Did that just... What the heck was that? Hold on a second. Let's go back and take a look at this. Let's do a replay of this. Nice, and he keeps it on the track. I've never seen one of these cars fly before. That was insane. All right, we'll have to watch that one again a little bit later. All right, let's take a look back in at our leader here. The first 7 positions will be held by the Group 1 cars. So it looks like Flynn is taking care of business here in the Audi TTs. And I have a problem with my camera. There we go. And he's got Chromatics right on his heels with Top Hat right behind him. There's a bit of a gap back to of about 3 seconds back to AMS Diaz. Got right behind him. You've got Venom and Nick and Rookie. So they're all still pretty close together. Up front, I can still see AMS is working everything out. Let's see. Griffin is still there with them. All the Group 1 cars seem to be staying together pretty well. Camera angles on this track are just atrocious. Salas has fallen off the pack from the rest of the GR1s. It seems as though he is about 4 seconds back. He must have had a mistake, but he's going to be out of the slipstream. He's going to have a hard time catching these other cars back up. So that number is probably just going to keep on growing as the rest of the pack pulls away in the slipstream. They all seem to be doing pretty well. So AMS is up front. Got Griffin, Wise Guy, Bad Guy, Cupcake, and Flav, all 1 through 6, pretty much nose to tail, running through there. Let's see how our Group 1 is doing, or our Group 4. Finn is still running up front. And right behind him is Chromadex, Top Hat, Venom, and Dabs. And there is Nick and Rookie with a penalty on him for almost a second. Must have cut the track or something like that, so we'll see how that works out. This is my first time commentating a multi-class event, so bear with me if I'm trying to remember who is where in each of these ones, but I'll try to keep an eye on how everything is going. It looks like everyone's just kind of falling in line and doing their race and just putting the laps in. I know this is 54 laps. That's a long time to go. The tires on all these guys' cars look pretty good. Fuel looks pretty good thus far. It's going to be a different story back here for these folks. These front-wheel drive cars are going to eat these tires up. There is tuning allowed. The cars are limited on weight and power, but tuning is available to all of them. So they should be able to tune some of that tire wear out of the car. But front-wheel drives are notoriously just, front-wheel drive eaters. And we'll notice this if they get to about lap 7 or 8. We'll definitely notice a lot more red on the front tires. Let's see, Chromadex and Top Hat are still right there with the leader. Venom is falling back about 5 seconds, and he's got AMS behind him. Using up all that track. That should probably be a penalty right there. We'll see if he gets one. And I guess not. So, okay. Well, in any case, there's Nick, and not far behind him is Rookie Bams. All right, so up front, nothing's really changed. AMS has kind of pulled about a half second off on Griffin. I don't know what the slipstream length is on a Group 1 car. Wow, way out there. I would think that he's just about to get Griffin out of his slipstream, and that might be, well, no, it's closing back up. So interesting. It's not going to be too much longer. Another few laps, and I believe these Group 1 cars are going to start meeting up with the lap traffic for their first time. So we'll see how that plays out. Well, while we're doing that, I gotta watch Cupcake's car fly again. So let's go back and take a look at this. All right, everyone's flying along through here. Let's get to Cupcake. Oh, I missed it. Doggone it. Let's try that again. Hold on. Sorry. Rookie move. All right. So here he goes. He gets a little bit of a nudge. And up in the air he goes. That was insane. That's going to be one for the books. I'm going to have to definitely save that one for later. That was awesome. All right. Well, anyway, there's Cupcake's car on the ground where it should be. So he's doing okay there. All right. Looks like back up front. Well, let's see how. Let's see. Flynn is still there with Chromadex and Top Hat right behind him. So the top three haven't really changed much that I can recall. My ADD helps me forget things like a goldfish. I have like a 1 second memory, so bear with me. This is when having my co-commentators is super helpful, but we don't have the slots for it. Then we got the next group back is Venom is kind of out on an island all by himself. He doesn't have anybody to ride in the slipstream with, and he's got nobody behind him in his slipstream, so he's got a nice buffer. Dabs has got the first group car right going through there. Good job. All right, so we're gonna watch. Let's watch how this looks. Come on, buttons work. There we go. So Venom is about to get lapped by the traffic. He just flies right by. P2 is about to go right by him as well. And this is how it works. All right, so let's see. We've got Mr. Zallis in 7th. He's about to catch the pack as well. So we'll see how he does when he catches up to them. And Vlad is going to be the last car, the last Group 1 car to make a pass. So that should be all of... Nope, he's still got to get through a couple more cars. Got to get all the way up through 8th place. All right, the race host is putting out some warnings, just making sure they know that the TTs have the right of way, the slower cars. All right, so it looks like AMX has gotten through all of the cars. Let's see, there we go. There is now Wise Guy's completed the last pass. Next one up is going to be Bad Guy. He's got 3 cars in front of him. He's got to pass. He's going to do 2 of them right here. That speed difference is insane. So that should get him around Flynn here. He's going to wait. Oopsie. This is what I was talking about. Those Group 1 cars got to make quick work of these lap traffic. Cupcake is now going for his last few overtakes. They got to get around these cars fast. They don't have time to wait, because every second they're sitting behind one of the slower cars is more time they're losing to the people they're actually competing against. So, all right, Cupcake makes the final move, and coming up, the last Group 1 car to make it through is going to be Vlav. He gets around these two. He will probably pass Finn here on this turn. Should have the speed and the braking to get around him, and he does. And that will be the first lap ahead from the... Oh! Vlav goes around. He saves it pretty decently, didn't hit anything. Alright, and... actually, we have one more Group 1 car to come through. So, Mr. Salas is going to have to make a pass here. Meanwhile, in position 8, 9, and 10 have not changed, which is 1, 2, 3 in the Group 4. So there's Finn, Comodex, and Top Hat. I mean, Chromadex. Sorry about that. But it looks like CSX is trying to make a move on him. Let's see if he can make this one stick. He's right there on this bumper. He might try to dive late. Nope, he's just going to hang in there. Alright, he's trying. This is for This is for second position in the GR4 group. Looks like CS Top Hat is just, he's got the speed, he's got the drive in there, but he just can't quite make it stick. Perhaps he's just going to wait for Chromatics to make a small slip up and capitalize on that, which is smart driving. All right, on the gas. Stay in that slipstream. He should be able to tuck all the way up to him by the time he gets to this the chicane up here. There he is. He's drawing in, holding off on the gas a little bit. Smart move. Turn in. Hit the marks. Hit your marks. Staying with him. All right. So he's close enough that if he can make this corner good, he should be right there for the slipstream and the overtake. Yep, he's right there. So he should be able to get alongside of him before turn one. Let's see if he can get there. Come on. Audi horsepower. And he makes his move. Here he goes. Is he going to make it stick? He does. But Chromatics does the crossover. But Top Hat's still on the inside corner of him. So he's still got it. And there's the pass. Nice moving. Good job. That was a lot of work, and they still have like 40-something laps to go. So nail biting, and we're on lap 7. So we'll see how that goes. All right. That was a nice little battle right there. Let's see what else we got. Venom's out here on his own. Looks like Rookie is caught up to Dabs. He's right there with him. And we can start seeing that tire wear on the front tire of these cars. Let's see if Rookie has anything for him. The top 3 don't look like anything's changed up in the Group 1 side. We'll go take a look at them in a second here. I want to see if Rookie can catch up to Dabs and get near him. He's not staying in his slipstream very well, so that's going to make it harder to catch up to him. Alright, let's go see what's going on up here in P3 area. So Wise Guy is still out there showing some tire wear, but got plenty of fuel to go, so they'll be okay. Bad Guy is not too far along. All these Group 1 cars are starting to stretch out now. They've all, for the most part, gotten out of the slipstream of the other cars, which is pretty natural considering they had to go and deal with all that lap traffic. So as soon as they had to come up to those lapped cars, that broke the slipstream between them all. So now they all get to just drive their race, save their tires as much as they can, save the fuel as much as they can, and continue on. And in this guy's case, keep the car, all 4 wheels on the ground. That would be super helpful. All right, and then Vlav. Oh, by the way, I could talk smack about the Cupcake guy. I know the guy personally, and he'll probably be laughing after seeing everything that went down. All right, so it looks like all the Group 1 cars are spread out. Nobody's really going anywhere. So coming across the line to complete lap 10 was, or lap 9 was AMS, and he's still got plenty of fuel and plenty of tires, so I don't anticipate any pit stops over the next little bit. Yeah, we'll get a little. Oh, he's about to come up on. There's Nick, so he just came up to lap traffic once again. So once again, the Group 1 cars will have to manage their way past all of these other cars, which there are, I think there's 8 of them. Yeah, there's 7 Group 1 cars and 8 Group 4 cars. So, oh, what just happened there? Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at that here, because AMS was doing all right. Dabs was right there. And I think he may have gotten loose. Oh, a little bumping in there. it would seem that he left the corner open for Rookie. Let's take one more look at that. Let's take one more look at that. So he leaves the door, but he's going in. He leaves. He doesn't close the door. Oh, well, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But the pass has been made. So Rookie now moves up to 12th, which is really 5th place in the Group 4. And another Group 1 car coming by them. That's got to be something, driving around the track and having the same cars pass you over and over again. Now, looking at these tires, the front tires on these Group 4 cars are starting to show signs of wear, and they probably need... Oh, what the heck was that? What a move that was. So Dabs just comes flying through there. Let's take a look at that one, shall we? Just dives right in there. Oh, Barrow's Rookie is a guardrail for that turn. And Rookie, and he gives it back the spot. All right, that's good racing right there. Because I was like, wait a minute. All right, Cupcake weaving through like a swervantine move. All right, whoa, and Rookie just goes around. What happened there? Let's take a look and see what that was about. Oh, he just got in the dirt. You know what? Let me go back a little further and see if we can see what happened there. All right, coming through the corner. Oh, yep, he just went a little bit wide. I think maybe he was concerned about that Group 1 car coming through, and that's unfortunate. You hate to see that. Hate to see that at all. All right, well, let's see up front. AMS still rolling through with Griffin in P2. Wise Guy is making quick work of Finn and sticking with it. About 1.5 seconds behind Griffin. He might be able to pull up to him and get his slipstream back. That would really help him in trying to get through all of this course. Oops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Yep, he is right there. So he's got what it's going to take to catch up to his slipstream. He's now down into 1 second territory. He should be able to catch up to Griffin. They both have basically the same amount of fuel. Wise Guy has slightly less fuel than Griffin does, but not much noticeable. Maybe a lap, if that. But both of their tires look pretty good. So Wise Guy now, he keeps bouncing in and out of that slipstream zone, and if he can just get in there and stay in there, he should be able to draw him in. So we'll see how that goes. But up to 4th is Bad Guy, and not far behind him is, by about 11 seconds, is Cupcake. Now, this is really an endurance race for all sense of the word, even though it's got laps on it. This will prove interesting because different drivers have different fuel strategies, different tire strategies, and so on. So we'll see how that works out for him. Vlad is up on lap traffic. He's trying to get past P2 of the Group 4 series, and that will happen right now. So off he goes. Mr. Zales, he's a little ways back, about 20 seconds back from the leader, or 60 seconds back from the leader. I don't see why that's happening. Let's see, he's running 140s. AMS is running, he's running 140s. He's running 144. So yeah, I mean, the leader is about 4 seconds a lap faster. So after 12 laps, that's 40 plus seconds plus any mistakes. So definitely Zales is off the pace for the rest of the drivers. Vlad is a little bit off the pace as well. Same with Cupcake compared to the leaders, of course. ERS is running in the 142, 143 range, where P2 is running in the 141, 142s, and you can just tell by looking at these lap times just how different they are. Now look at this. Wise Guy is now caught up to Griffin. So now that he's got slipstream, after the final turn, he should be able to pull on him, and if he could stay in his slipstream, and maybe make the pass in turn one. No, not doing that. Okay, I'm on the gas. Stay there. Oh, Griffin's like, nope, you don't get my slipstream. I will have none of that. That effectively worked. Griffin did bleed off some time doing that, but it did prevent Wise Guy from closing up on him. Wise Guy is chomping at the bit. He says, I need that P2 slot, please, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know who it is in there. And, you know, I'm noticing something interesting here. I'm going to take a look at how this person is driving. Let's see here in this. Yep, they're all short shifting these cars. Now, AMS isn't short shifting as much, but it's not really costing him anything in fuel, and he certainly isn't costing him in the race as he manages through some lap traffic. Whoa, that was close! Speaking of close, where is that battle I was just watching? Oh, somebody's in this. Oh, Chromadex, we got our first pit taker. Alright, so there we go. Man. Oh, these two are just banging doors. Look at that. And into the pits, rookie goes. See if anybody follows it. Oh, no. What the heck? Did he miss it? Is it going to let him in? Yep, it's letting him in. Okay, that was weird. Okay, I wonder what happened there. Let's go back and take a look at that and see what happened with his car. Nope, I'm gonna have to go back a little further. Hang on here. Let's just see what happened. Oh, for some reason, either he was going too fast or maybe he changed his mind. I don't know. He's gonna pit now, that's for sure. Alright, so do we have any other pit guys? Wise Guy is, I guess I missed it, but Wise Guy did make the pass on Griffin. So he has moved up to P2. He's got about 13 seconds behind the leader. And so Griffin, Wise Guy, they're all doing good. I don't see these Group 1 cars pitting for a while. Like another maybe 10 laps, probably. We'll see how that goes. Alright, let's go back to our first position in the Group 4s. Flynn into the pits. So he is going to get rid of those horrible looking tires. Let's see if he gets a little fuel along the way. He will probably be followed in by Top Hat and Chromadex. We'll see if they come in too. Alright, up goes the car. New tires. Top Hat does come into the pits. Looks like Flynn is filling up on the fuel. And out he goes. Okay, and he only got a little gas. So I think he's trying to spend a little less time in the pits as possible. So Chromadex stayed. He's got his stuff done, and he's out on track. Top Hat is also done. They didn't get much for fuel, so I think they're trying to keep these cars lightweight, get a little bit more speed out of the cars. So I think it's gonna be good. I really do. See how that works out for those guys. All right. Let's see here. So Flynn is out with about a 8-second lead to Chromadex after coming out of the pit. So he's got a comfortable lead. He doesn't have a lot to have to worry about, just driving his lines and keep the car straight and on the track. Chromadex and Top Hat are going to battle it out while Griffin comes flying through. Whoa, that was basically mowing the grass for everybody right there. Let's watch this view and see if Top Hat can get around Chromadex. He's all over him. I mean, he's got every opportunity now to make the pass. All right, is he going to brake late? He's going outside. And he's going to turn in and do a crossover, perhaps. There it is. Oh, can he make it stick? He's right there. Hopefully Chromadex sees him, doesn't try to hit him, leave enough room. There it is, and it's a drag race to the start-finish line. But Chromadex gets a little bit of a run on coming out of that corner. And, yep, Top Hat's going to tuck right back in. And Bad Guy comes flying by. See, all these little battles they're having, and then some car just comes tearing through there. It's awesome. Oh, crossover again. Chromadex keeps able to do the... Oh, he's got them on the inside. This is one of those areas of the track where you got to think 4 corners ahead, because there's lefts, rights, and you want to be in the right spot for the last apex coming out of this corner right there. And Top Hat's there, so... Alright. This is a pretty good little battle. Let's see if we got any other battles going on over here. Hey, we got 2 RWB guys on the track together. And the Group 1 of Cupcake goes around the Group 4 of Venom. Alright. Now, it looks like Dabs is chomping at the bit for Nick here, and they've got Vlav coming up behind them. That's Nick's teammate and the other Renegade in the Renegade GR1 car. Should go flying right by him. And there he goes. I love how these teams have chosen to use the same livery colors and styles. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so this is going to be a great battle here. Let's see if Dabs can make a move here. And it looks like you might be able to see him later on Twitch, based on his address right there. You can go see how his whole race went later if you wanted to go watch it. Well, plenty of these drivers stream their races, so there's a likelihood you can go and watch a replay of the individual driver cams later in the day. All right, so Dabs' teammate, or not Dabs', but Rookie's teammate just went by him. Keep catching these team cars passing each other on track. That's kind of fun. All right. These guys are probably just not even realizing they haven't even come near the halfway mark yet of this race. There's still so much more to go. So if I count right, I think that's like the third or fourth time that the Group 1s have lapped the Group 4. I guess we can take a quick look at the timing markers and see where we're at. Well, that's not what I want. I want that. That's not what I want. You know what? I don't even know what I want. I'm going to go back to cars. Hey, look who goes in the pits for the first pit stop is AMS. Into the pits he goes. Wise Guy right there coming in as well. I imagine Griffin might come in as well, but he might stay out. We'll see how it goes. New tires for Wise Guy. And Bad Guy stays out. Griffin stays out. So he might have a little different idea of what's going on, but he is right behind AMS dude. But he's not going to be able to catch him. I mean, his tires aren't nearly what AMS dude has. So AMS dude's just going to pull away from him once his tires warm up. See how that goes. Yeah, this guy's fast. Very fast. All right, so 12 seconds back from P2 is Bad Guy, who is not pit yet. Wise Guy is right there and makes quick work of that car. Of course, he's got the new tires because Bad Guy didn't pit, so Bad Guy may have need to rethink his pit strategy there. Those fresher tires make all the difference in these cars. All right, let's see. Cupcake is still out, about 33 seconds back from the leader. He still has tires, still has fuel. I know this guy, and he could pretty much drive that car until the rims are touching the ground. Might lose a little time, but he likes his cars slippery and slidey. So we'll see if we'll see how his strategy plays out as he sits in fifth. Vlad is up to about a minute behind the leader, and he just finished passing our still first place in the GR4 series is Finn. He's got a commanding 12-second lead over Chromadex, who's just battling with Top Hat. My assumption is that he wants them to keep on fighting because it's just going to open up his gap. And it certainly is. You can watch it there to Finn. It's almost a 13-second gap now with these two fighting for each other for second position. Now they got a really fast car coming up, and he should wait because these two are battling through the corners. And be patient, and he goes around them. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so let's see. Chromadex is right on his case. Is he going to make a move? There it is. He swings out, and he's going to have to. He's going to get the corner. Will Top Hat cross over? Nope. But he's got, almost had the inside line for that corner. These two have done nothing but trade paint this whole race. It's been a lot of fun to watch these two. Alright, so Chromadex, this is the battle for P2 in the GR4 group. And it's just non-stop, these two guys, the whole race. Finn has now opened the gap up another 2 seconds on both of these guys because of all the battling that they're doing on the track. They're losing so much time. Less than a lap ago, it was 13-second gap, and now it's a 15-second gap. So these two battling don't realize, perhaps, unless they're listening to the sound of my voice, that the two of them are causing themselves more trouble than it's worth than to just, follow each other. You got well over half the race still to go. And here comes AMS dude to make a pass. Off he goes. So now Chromadex has got the inside to the corner. Should give him the inside to the next corner. And there's Top Hat making a move. Can Top Hat make it stick into the corner? He does, but does he have the drive off? Does he have the drive off? Nope. That's like the third time that's happened. He gets the drive off, but he doesn't cover the outside well enough to keep Chromadex off his game, and Chromadex comes out with more speed. A little bumpity bump there. Whew, this is some serious. Let's come back to these guys in a second. Let's just take a look at some of the rest of the drivers out there and see how they're all doing. Looks like Dabs has got Nick back behind him. He's got I think that's Cupcake coming around. Yep, there's Cupcake coming around them, and then Nick is right back there as well. Well, maybe we'll take an opportunity to just stare at all of these cars for a second, give everybody's liveries a chance to straighten out. Not to straighten out, but to share, let them show off their cars. Whoa! That was a pass. It looks like Top Hat's made his way around. Let's take a look at that really quick. Yeah, it looks like Top Hat has made his way around Chromadex. By no means do I suspect that that's the last time these two cars are going to be at each other's throats on the track. So we'll see how that goes. Chromadex late braking in there, trying to close up the gap a little. I mean, I bet these Group 4 cars are just tired of seeing these other cars just go, whoa, that was close. I think that was his teammate. No, it wasn't. Well, maybe it was. I can't see. I don't remember which guys are on the same team there. But, yeah, these Group 1 cars have a lot of work to do to try not hitting these other little small cars that are out on the track. But Flynn, VLX Flynn, man, just putting on a show out here and just showing all these other drivers how to drive this car. That is for sure. Running 203s and 204s. Got a 201 in there. He knows how to drive this car. Everyone else is running 204s, 205s, 206s, right around there. So looks like the tires are starting to show on these GR4 cars again. I imagine it won't be long before some of them pit. Now Nick just pit because he's got some brand new tires on that car. So let's see if we go back up to Flynn. He's doing okay. It looks like his tires are doing pretty good. Top Hat and Chromadex have a little bit better tires, but he's got quite a distance on them, so that won't be an issue. All right, well let's go down here and take a look at each of our drivers. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so there's AMS X Dude. He passes his teammate on the track. And then we've got VLX Griffin. He's got about a 12-second gap back to the leader. Wise Guy's about 22 seconds back, and he's gapped about 9 seconds to P2. Bad Guy Callie from ERS, he's about 5 seconds back and 20 seconds, 7 seconds from the leader. So no one's catching him. Oh, that was jumping the car right there. RDB Cupcake about a minute back of the leader. He's got to get around that lap traffic right there. Oh, Tokyo Drift in a GR1. Don't see that very often, but that's a nice save there, Cupcake. Good job. Vlav in the, he's about almost 2 minutes behind. It won't be long it won't be long before the leader catches up with this Group 1 car. In my opinion, we'll see minute 45 behind. So we'll see how that goes. It may be because he just pit, so he's way back behind. If that makes sense. All right, our last Group 1 car, Mr. Salazaz. Sorry, do what I can. All right, and then obviously first place in our Group 4 series is Flynn. In P9, you got Top Hat, and of course, right behind him, which has been the case with both of these cars for the better half of the last several laps, they are just battling. Oh, Chromanix dives inside, but he can't hold it, so no crossover there. Top Hat's gonna get the inside corner. Whew. Good time, good times. P11 is Venom thus far, with Nick Heathfield in P12. In P13, we've got Rookie Bams, which is interesting. It says he's 9 minutes behind the leader. It's just kind of funny the way it works out there. And Dabs in 14th is the last driver there. So let's go back to this battle. I really enjoy watching these two guys on the track. They are something else. AMS is about to put those guys past him here in just a second. Probably right after or right before the corner. So much faster, all that downforce is crazy. Well, everyone seems to be looking pretty spread out. This is the closest battle that I've been able to see. There's a little something happening back there, and if you'll pardon the massive reach of the getting up to where this battle is, I gotta find it. It's right there. Mr. Zales has Vlav coming up behind him. Who is that behind him? Oh, off the track he goes. Oh, that's our 4th place driver. It's you're this bad guy. He is about out of fuel, so he's probably not going to try to pass the guy unless it's an obvious slowdown, and he should probably be pitting this next lap, and that will put him back into the cycle with Salas. Sorry, just trying out some new controls. Alright, so still up front, it looks like Griffin is up to P2 and he goes into the pits. Because, and that explains why. I was like, how is he ahead of Griffin? Or how is Griffin ahead of Wise Guy? Well, then Wise Guy pit earlier, so Wise Guy is going to move up to P2. That will put VLX Griffin in the pits. Some new tires, get some pilots on there. He's going to probably, I don't know if he's going to fill up the whole tank, so let's just see how much fuel he takes. Meanwhile, Cupcake's out there, about a minute back. kind of on an island all by himself. He doesn't have anybody on either side of him on the track at all. He's just, it's like he's got the track all to himself. He's got he's got Griffin 50 seconds ahead of him, and he's got Vlav 50 seconds behind him. So, and not a GR4 car in sight. So we'll see how that goes. All right, well, let's see. Griffin comes out of the pit and lost a spot to Bad Guy. So Bad Guy's moved up to third. Griffin got a full tank of fuel. Pretty close. Not all the way full. So he must think he has enough fuel now to last the rest of the race. It'll just be tires for him going forward. Now, Bad Guy is going to complete this lap and get fuel. Because if he doesn't, he won't complete the next one. So we'll see what happens here. All right, he's coming out the back. Got a few more turns here. Get on there. If any of you watching have never driven one of these cars, I encourage you to go get one and go drive it on track. It's a whole different ball game, these cars. And into the pits, Bad Guy goes. That will yield up third place, and Griffin should come around this corner to take over third, and he does, with all the tank and tires he needs. So, Bad Guy in, tire change, and filling up. Meanwhile, let's go check on Finn. Not that I have to worry about him, but he is just out there cruising around. He's got a 35-second lead on P2, so this is his race to lose for sure. Way to go, man. Good driving. Good driving. Top Hat is just cruising along. Something must have happened to Chromadex. Maybe they went into the pits and I missed that. He's like 4.5 seconds behind. Perhaps Chromadex slipped up and I missed that. So apologize, folks. Chromadex got about a 16-second gap to fourth place, which is Venom. Not too shabby. Fifth place there would be Nick. Sixth is Rookie. And seventh is Dabs. Still got 4 more laps to the halfway mark. Hopefully I can come up with enough stuff to not bore you to tears listening to me talk for so long. Kind of wish I had another person that could jump in and commentate with me. So let's do a quick shout out to the different teams that we have going on as we're approaching the halfway mark of the course. So let's see, AMS Dude on which is with Apex Motorsports, who is currently leading right now, and his is Dabs, which I believe is in 14th right now. So currently, the AMS team, Apex Motorsports, is bookending the race at the moment. They've got first and last place on the track in their respective series. In P2, we've got Wise Guy. Wise Guy is on Cosmic Esports is the name of their group, Cosmic Esports, and his Top Hat is his teammate right here in the Audi. So that is Cosmic Esports. In P3 is VLX, and VLX is Virtual Life Experience. That's the name of their racing crew. And his teammate is Finn, who is currently running in first place in GR4. So that's a cool little group right there. P4 on in Group 1 is ERS. ERS is the Eclipse Racing Esports. And so there is Bad Guy Callie that is covering there, and then Chromadex, which I believe is right. Where's Chromadex? There he is. And Chromadex is his companion. So that is let's see, that is the Eclipse Racing Esports team. Next up is RWB Cupcake. That is the RWB Red, White, and Blue Racing League, which is who I race with as well. So that's RWB Cupcake. And right here in 11th is his teammate RWB Venom in his Audi. So that's the Red, White, and Blue Racing League. And then we've got Vlav19. This is Renegade Motorsports. And Nick is his... let's see, let me find Nick. Where's Nick? There's Nick. And there is his teammate. So that's Renegade Motorsports. And then last but certainly not least... What? Well, they're next to each other on the track right now. Mr. Salas and his teammate Ricky Bams, they are part of the PTX racing team. So let's do this here. Whoop. Let me get a look at Ricky Buzz. There it is, Ricky Buzz. So I don't know why I'm calling him Ricky Buzz. It's Bams, clearly. Anyway, so those are our teams participating in the events tonight. You got RWB Racing, Renegade Sports, Apex Motorsports, PTX Racing Team, Cosmic Esports, Eclipse Racing Esports, and Virtual Life Experience. So those are your teams racing today. Shout out to one of our guys. Oh, what the heck just happened there, Nick? Let's just see what happened to Rookie Buzz there. Rookie Buzz driving through. Nick gets a little bit off the track. Comes out a little bit wide. They kind of bump into each other. Oh, hang in there, bud. That seemed like an incident nonetheless. Well, maybe I'll go back and look at that one later. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to my boy RWB V Francisco. He races in RWB. Usually, he and Cupcake are here commentating with me on our Super Formula Series, and he's feeding me info to help share with y'all because he can't be in the stream with us. So, to make sure that I'm not just talking about stupid stuff all day, but that he's giving me some great stuff to share with y'all. So, shout out to him on that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the tires we got going on. Let me go ahead and let everybody here take a look at what we got going on. So up front, AMS X Dude is up front. His tire situation looks pretty good. He's got a few more laps in his tank, probably 5 or 6 laps by the way these cars are sipping the fuel. We'll see. So he's definitely going to have to come back in for fuel and tires before the race is over. Wise Guy, his tire situation is pretty similar, and his fuel situation is pretty similar. But AMS Dude has got 26 seconds on him, so he can dang near do a full service pit stop and still come out ahead. But Wise Guy's also going to have to pit, so we'll see how that plays out as we get further through. Griffin He just recently pit. His tire situation looks superb. So he's got him just warmed up nicely. So he should be able to drive that car pretty well. Bad guys, same thing. They both pit around the same time as each other. Cupcake has done his service, so now he's got his fuel and a fresh set of tires. So that'll get him to about lap. I think he must have just pit in the last few laps. So I would guess he's thinking he might be able to make it the rest of the way, but we'll see what happens. Flav's got half a tank of fuel, soft tires that are in pretty dang good shape. So these all the cars in Group 1 are doing pretty good as far as tires are concerned. Let's look at the Group 4 guys, see how they're doing. So Flynn's still out front. Not Flynn. I keep saying Flynn, and I don't know why. So, but it's my stream, so I get to say what I want. Anyway, Finn is out front. Decent tires. He's got some laps on him. Probably about, I can't see how many. He's done about 8 laps or so on these tires. I don't see his last pit, so he's gone about 8 or 9 laps on these tires, and they're looking pretty good. CSX about the same thing, but Finn has more fuel, so I think looking at Top Hat's fuel here, he has basically lightened his car up to try to give him some more speed. We'll see if that translates anything as a couple Group 1s come flying around. Bad Guy and Salas. In fact, let's take a look at that little battle right there. Let's go back and see. I want to see what Salas was dealing with there. So Salas is going around CSX. He's got ERS right there. ERS is going to make a move, and bam! Look at that. Just flies by him. Nice move. Alright. Alright, so Top Hat is definitely got a little less fuel in the tank, and hopefully that's helping him pull away from Chromadex, which he seems to be pulling on him. Like, it's ever so slight, but he seems to be making ground against Chromadex. So Chromadex seems to be falling back, which is a good thing. That now Chromadex has a little less fuel than Top Hat does, but there's still a whole lot of race left. We only just barely got through the halfway mark of the race, so we'll see how they're doing. Venom's tire situation is looking pretty bad. The tires, he's probably got another lap or 2 before he's going to want to pit and get fuel and tires. In the background there, you can see his teammate, Cupcake, in the GR1 coming up. So he'll be making quick work of him soon. So we should expect to see Venom in the pits shortly to sort that out. Rookie's got the same situation. Less fuel and tires. And he's about 30 seconds behind Venom. So Venom can do a full pit stop and not have to worry about it. And Rookie Buzz goes into the pits. So he is going to get some new tires and some fuel. So let's watch that happen. I like that livery. That's clean. It looks like Dabs is right there in the background. So that is going to let Dabs close up. Now Dabs has got the same thing. He's got the tire situation, and he's going to need fuel too. So a little wide, easy. So we should expect to see him in there, and that'll gap them out. So we've got a few pit stops happening here. Oh, and AMS into the pits. Time to get some fuel. He's got a 26-second gap to Wise Guy, so let's see. Wise Guy is coming down the last long straight to the chicane. I doubt he's going to catch up in time. Plus, he needs to stop and get fuel too. So Wise Guy should be pulling in the pits right about now. Or not. I wonder if maybe he's just trying to get one more lap out of that tank. As he sees Cupcake up there in 5th place. Maybe he's thinking he's gonna put Cupcake a lap down, but Cupcake's got his pit, so Wise Guy will be pitting next when he comes around to sort that out. Griffin, he's looking pretty good, so just gonna keep scrolling through here. Oh, I love watching these GR1 cars. When I switch to the camera and watch them just flying past these other cars, that's a lot of fun. Mr. Zala is passing his teammate. His teammate tucks in to try to get some slipstream advantage. And there's Finn still running up front. Got about 25-second gap. He is just running away with this race. Short of his engine failing or some other thing, I can't imagine anybody being able to close that gap on him. He is putting on a clinic of how to drive this car. So I mean, he's got a lap 25. He did almost a 2-minute flat, 2 minutes 0.6 seconds. Like what? No, not even that. No, 2 minutes and 6/10. Sorry, read that wrong. 2 minutes in a car. I mean, that's just fantastic. So fast. All right, Wise Guy in the pits as predicted. So that will get oh, that was interesting. Okay, he didn't get any tires. He just got fuel. Okay. All right. That saves the time right there. And that puts Wise Guy right behind him in... Oh, no, Wise Guy's the one that got the pit stop. I apologize. I was like, what? All right, so Wise Guy is only 3 seconds or so, 3.5 seconds behind Griffin. Now, Griffin's got some... his tires are pretty decent shape, considering these cars. But Wise Guy is coming up quick, so he's at about 3.4 seconds back. Let's see if he can make use of these new tires. Wise Guy coming up on his teammate here. His teammate's going to make sure he has plenty of room. There he goes. So Wise Guy has now closed that gap down about 3 to 4/10 of a second, and it's still ticking down. Wise Guy should be able to catch up in the next few laps with Griffin, so we'll see how that works out. Okay, now he's down another half second. Wise Guy is really making up the time here. I mean, he is closing the gap on Griffin. We'll see how that goes. right. So it looks like we got all the cars are pretty well gapped out. There's nothing battle-wise going on really anywhere on the track with the Group 4 cars or the Group 1 cars, except right here. Griffin's got Wise Guy hot on his tail. Now Finn, who is Griffin's teammate, kind of just let Wise Guy right on by. Now maybe that's just the competitive part of me, but I would have made my car like 15 feet wide if I could have been there to give my teammate a little bit more space. But hey, he's clean racing. But all right, so Wise Guy, look at that. He's closed up in 2 laps. He's closed up almost 3.5 seconds. So he's only 1.5 seconds back from Griffin in P2. He's gonna get there. Let's watch him. You know what? Let's do it from in the car. That'll be fun. Let's watch him driving in the car, chasing down P2. Oh, look at that! That lap traffic just got Griffin all out of whack. Oh, and he's off the track! Oh no! No, 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 no! Griffin! No! Oh, look at that! He was cruising along. Everything was going great. And then he gets a little sideways because the rookie guy came out. Oh, dang. Well, that's a rough one, man. That is a rough one. That he just was trying to make a move around the outside, and that little car just, he probably couldn't even see him going. He was just busy trying to race. That's a shame. So that moves Griffin back to 3rd. Get some of that dirt off the tires, and now he's got to make a charge. Now he's 15 seconds back from getting stuck. Oh, that's going to be a hard one to make up. So that puts Wise Guy back up to P2. Oh, man, you hate to see that. You really do. Hang in there, Griffin. You still got 10, 14 laps or so to go. So, you just have to go a second faster lap and you'll catch up to him. I think it's easier said than done. But he's got to deal with lap traffic too, so maybe you'll catch up. Alright, let's see. How are we looking the rest of this? Alright, so Top Hat in. Chromadex in. Both of them on fumes as they roll in. Well, not fumes, but let's see how they come out of the pits together. Who comes out first? Top Hat on his way out. Chromadex still going on his way out. And Top Hat will take it. Chromadex is not far behind him. It says 4 seconds. That's close to accurate, but I think it's a little bit closer than that. Once they get through the timing sector, we'll see how close they really are. What is happening with my... Something is wrong, folks, with my... Hang on 1 second. Let me go back in. My spectating is being weird. Thank you. There we go. Just right on board with Chromadex. Then see what he can do. Alright, let's jump on board with, well, let's not. Go in here with Top Hat, kind of see what it's like driving inside one of these cars. See as he's going through the door. Wishing we can turn our heads while we're driving in the game, which would be nice so you can look into your corners and see them. Like, here we can look in and kind of see the corner as we go. If I pretend like I'm turning his head. On the brakes, look into the corner, see the track. Yeah, wish we could do that in the races. Man, I wish. All right, Salas in the pits. He comes out. That should probably cover Salas for the remainder of the race as far as fuel and tires go. We've only got 13 laps left, or is it 14? Yeah. So 14 laps to go. They all should be able to make it on tires and fuel. So up in P1, we have got our man AMS X Dude from Apex Motorsports in P1. In P2, we got Wise Guy, who has made a pretty good comeback. He's going to be pretty well able to hold that position for, he's got 17 seconds to third place. So as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be able to come home with the podium there. And our other podium driver currently would be VLX Griffin, who is got a 20-second gap back to the next driver behind him, which is actually, isn't it at the... Nope, okay. That's Renegade that's up there. So, unless anything changes, these will be your podium finishers: AMS, Wise Guy, and Griffin. So, that'll be good. I'm not going to congratulate you ahead of time because I don't want to jinx you. ERS Bad Guy in P4, about 20 seconds back from P3. And like I said, unless anything happens, he's going to have to be content with fourth position. And when I say content, like he's not. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. All right, Cupcake, who's he's kind of struggling in this race today. His lap times are a bit off from the rest of the crew, but he's sticking it out and getting it done. He should be able to come away with a top 5 finish, so that'll be good. Vlav, who is about 17 seconds back from Cupcake in P6. And the final GR1 is Mr. Salazas. Man, that guy. That guy is position 7. You read it for yourself. All right, and then coming up in our first place in the GR4 series will be Finn, and he's got a demanding lead. I mean, just clinic driving right here. If you want to know how to drive one of these cars on this track, you just watch this guy and you'll know. I mean, he's got it all figured out. P2 for the GR4 is Top Hat, and with CSX. And he's doing pretty good. Now he's only got a 6-second lead to this here guy, Chromadex. So he doesn't have this in the bag. There is probably yet another. I don't know if they're going to do another pit stop or if they're going to make these tires last the whole stint. I would think that they were going to have to hit tires one more time. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes for them. And then we got Venom in P11, just cruising along. He's got plenty of room to the car behind him. He's got almost 30-second gap to the car behind him, so we'll see how that works out for him. Rookie Bams. See? I don't know what the buzz thing is all about, so you have to excuse me. But anyway, Ricky Bams he's got about a 27-second gap to Venom and a 14-second gap back to Nick. So this last set of pit stops that I think these guys are going to have to do before this race is over is going to really sort things out for them. I don't know what I was. Oh yeah, I was like, how do we only have 40-something laps left? And I realized that the leaders have way more laps than these guys. I'm like 36. I thought it was like 40-something. So there's Nick in Renegade in 13th, and with AMS we've got Dabs, who's about to get passed here by one of the GR1 cars in Renegade. And there he goes. And that's your order, folks. So it's a lot harder to keep track of all these different groups when you're all by yourself. Kind of wish I had a co-commentator to keep an eye on one of the groups while I'm looking at the other one. But we are what we are. We do what we do. So, oh, look at that. AMS now just put in his fastest sector. That's very interesting. Second best sector 2. Let's see what he's got going here. Come across sector 3, another fastest laps time. He's gonna beat his 139 here. Let's see, he's coming into the final chicane. He's got lap traffic to deal with, but maybe it'll time just right. Yep, he just slides through there. Is he going to pull another fast lap? So we had a 139, 887, 139, 869. Wow, that's fast. Well, that explains why he's all the way up where he is. He is just hauling the mail. Whew. All right, let's see. Wise guy, how you doing back here, bud? All right. Got a pretty comfortable gap to Griffin now, so he shouldn't have to pit anymore for the race, so he should be able to just make it through there. Griffin, he's got everything he needs to make it through here. His tires are a little worn, but if he doesn't pit, he could go a little slower and still have enough buffer to P4. There's bad guy is still doing pretty good. I'm trying to see if I can find a battle here. Let me just go through all these cars and see if I see anybody having a battle. Oh, we got a half-second penalty here on Top Hat. He'll bleed that off in short order, I'm sure. Really, Chromadex is the closest driver to another driver of their class by 7 seconds. And that time's going down, slowly but surely. And back up again. So we'll see, go to the Costas timing marker and see where we're at. Yep, it just seems like everyone's driving all by themselves on the track with nothing else to do. Which is no fun for me. It doesn't give me anything to talk about. Well, I could talk about RWB Audi being passed by his RWB teammate. There. I can talk about that. That just happened. Now what? Alright, let's see. There's the two Renegade guys. Got some pretty good team pictures that can be taken after this race. There's all kinds of times where these cars are side by side. At least 5 or 6 times that these cars have passed. I think it's actually closer to 7 times that the Group 1 cars have passed the Group 4 cars. And you should be able to get some pretty good team shots on the racetrack. Alright. Now we got Wise Guy. Just put, looks like is that Mr. Salas? I think he put Mr. Salas another lap down. Alright, so that's P2, and there's Griffin in P3. He's currently approaching Cupcake. He will likely reach him before the end of the race and potentially put him a lap down. He is about 4 seconds faster per lap, so he should be able to close that gap up pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and get a look at this. These cars have so much torque, you just short shift them from down low. I believe this one is the diesel. I don't remember. I'm not that great on these Group 1 cars, but I'm sure someone will share with me the details at some point. Alright, so let's see. And around he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. And that was that. Alright, so let's see. We've got a few laps to go. Let's go take a look around. I want to go take a look at the fuel that these GR4 cars are on. So it looks like we got about, well, these guys have 14 laps to go, but they really don't, because the GR4 cars have 5 laps to go. So once they go across, that will end the race. So in about 5 laps, it looks like Top Hat's got the fuel and tires to go. Chromadex, same thing, is pretty close. Venom also. So it looks like all of them are pretty well set to complete the race. So it looks like Rookie is getting lapped by our Group 4 leader. They're side by side in a drag race down the strip. And there we go. So Finn makes his move and goes a little wide, but he'll have the inside corner here. He should be able to hold it off for the rest of the segment there. Oh, easy now. I thought that PTX driver was going to try to dive in there and make a mess out of it. But off he goes. Whew. Alright, so back up front for the Group 1 cars with a 45-second lead, 46 seconds. And coming across the line, when he comes across the line, there will be 4 to go. So everyone better strap in, because you don't have much left. So these cars have a crap ton of torque. I think what 650 pounds from 2,000 to 4,500 RPMs. You know, so that's the sweet spot for these things to be shifting out, and they have all of that power and all of that torque. All right, so that's our P1 in the Group 1 AMS dude with the 4 laps to go, three and a half actually. And then P1 is from VLX, and he's going to be doing, I forget the name of that, what was the name of that group? Virtual Life Experience, that's right. So Virtual Life and Apex are looking to grab top points for both of their teams for this race. Yeah, great showing for these guys. Now look at this. It looks like who is it? Rookie Buzz, I think, is it? Yeah, Rookie Bams. What's the Buzz thing? Rookie Buzz is all over keeping up with the leader. Maybe he's learning something about the line and thinking, oh, that's how he's making those turns work. They got our P3 VLX showing up on their bumper. He's gonna make quick work of them. Cross over through. That was a cool move. You want to see a great move? Look at that. Watch this. Let's go to P3 and let's do a replay of that. Watch this move. There we go. Watch this move as he comes through. He goes to the right. Then he's going to make a little crossover. And then another crossover. And makes it through there. That was a pretty smooth move. I like that. Alright, so got 2.5 laps to go. AMS dude is... Oh, and he hits his own teammate. How the heck? Well, that hopefully was an accident. I believe that was his teammate. Oh, he is just pushing his way through these GR4 cars. He's like, get out of my way. Yep, I see that too. Not the commentator. That's me. The league designer here, or promoter, is making some mentions of some driving improprieties by some of the drivers. So we'll see how that shakes up later. That's something for them to decide. So anyway, AMS dude looking to come across the line with 2 to go. And is he gonna have to get fuel? He might just make this. I don't know how much fuel I don't know how many laps that much fuel gives him. So maybe he's gonna go into fuel map saving mode to try to save that time. I mean, he could have just pit. He has all the time to just get a splash and go, but we'll see what happens. And then Flynn, doing well, my friend. Congratulations, you're doing fantastic. You've only got a couple laps left. I know you're looking up at your lap board and thinking, oh man, I still got to do all these laps. But you don't. So I think you're going to be just fine. All right. Well, let's do one more quick run down the order and let everybody get seen. So there is AMS Dude. He's and we got Wise Guy in P2. We got VLX Griffin in P3. In P4, we got ERS Bad Guy. And then we got Cupcake with RWV. Valance, I forget what team. I think he's racing for. He's racing for Renegade, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's Renegade. All right, and in P7 we've got Mr. Salaz, and that's it for your Group 1 cars. And then you got in Group 4 cars, P1 is going to be Flynn. And P2, you've got CSX Top Hat. In P10, you've got Chromadex. And he has got... Who's that right behind him? Oh, he must have lapped... yeah, we'll get back to him. That was the Dabs guy, I believe. P11, we got Venom. P12 is... Rookie Bams. P13 is Nick. And P14 is Dabs. Alright, let's go back to P1. On his final lap, AMS Dude is about to put one more driver a lap down potentially before the end of the race. Now, he doesn't have to add insult to injury. He could just let the guy go. He's got the win in the bag. But that's not how racers work. Racers race until there ain't no more racing to do. So, coming in the last few corners, heading down to the right turn, and heading down to the chicane. Oh, easy there, mister. Stay on the track. Alright, so... AMS Dude puts another car one more lap down, heading to the final chicane. A little left, a little right. one more right turn, and that will be it for the GR1 race. Way to go, Idaho. Bear, did he run out of fuel? He ran out of fuel. He ran out of fuel at the line. Awesome. All right. Well, Wise Guy has got himself 50 seconds to try to get across the line. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Flynn, who is now coming down to the last corner. And he will then come across the line as our GR4 winner. Congratulations there, VLX Flynn from Virtual Life Experience Racing, and that would be it. P2 I don't think he's going to have enough time to get all the way across the line before the time runs out, but we'll just give him a chance and see if he can do it. 10 seconds. 8, 6, 5, 4. Oh, he's not going to make it to the line in time. But nonetheless, CSX in P2. And there we go. So I'll bring up the results really quick once it comes over. But congratulations there, Mr. AMS Dude, on the victory. Pole position, fastest lap. Congratulations for the GR1s. But we can't discount these results here. So P1, 2, and 3 is AMS Dude, Wise Guy, and Griffin in our 1, 2, and 3 in the GR1 class. VLX Finn, CSX Top Hat, and Chromadex are 1, 2, 3 in the GR4. So congratulations, guys. Well, that was a great race. Appreciate the time I got to join you all, and you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and take it easy.